All right, y'all, welcome back. I just wanted to make this quick video so that you know kind of what we're working on. As you're looking at this, the project that we're working on is a double exposure, but we're using it to create a movie poster. A movie poster genre is basically a different style of movie. So, for example, there's action, comedy, horror. The reason why you want to know this is because it helps the design and the choices that you make in the design. With the movie poster, these are the key elements that we want. So in your design, you should have a title, main people that are in the design, the names of the actors and anyone important, release date, tell the people when the movie comes out, tagline, any catchy phrase, and then the images using the double exposure. Because we didn't get to practice it, I just want you to use it the best way that you can. So here are some examples. The first piece is this Harry Potter poster, but if you look at all the things that we talked about, the title, the tagline, the actors and crew is all kind of like in the lower half, and the date and the time. For you, I want you to create the same thing with your design, but we want to use specific things. So for an action movie, there's very specific colors. For comedy, horror, drama, sci-fi. By the way, anytime you're looking at this, if you need to refer to it, this is on Google Classroom, so you can go back and look at it. So for the movie posters, these are just a couple of different examples, but these are just different types that we looked at in class. But these are just some of the main things that we're looking at within these. So how the titles, the actor and crew, release date, and the taglines all fit in. So these are just a couple examples, but I'm just going to switch to Pixlr and I'm going to show you how to do it. So to start off, we're going to create a new actual document. It's going to be print. We're going to do 11 by 17 and call it poster. With this design, we want it to be vertical, not horizontal, so make sure that the height is more than the width. Once you have it, you're going to have something like this. Now, as we're building this, we just want to go back and refer to the elements. So we need a title, actors and crew, release date, tagline, and the main image. First thing I'm going to do is just start to import my images. And for my design, I'm going to try to do a Harry Potter kind of style. For you, you can kind of do whichever one that you want. So I'm going to start off first by just getting a background that looks like a Harry Potter background, which is kind of like this castle right here. So I'm going to take this, expand it so that it covers my whole kind of scene, and that's going to be the backdrop for my design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is bring in another picture to mix in with the double exposure. So I have this right here. What I'm going to do is take it, we're just going to rotate it a little bit, and I'm going to try to make it a little bit more see-through so that the design can kind of show up within this. So I'm going to take it, bring it to the middle here, and I'm going to go to the three dots and do this thing called a blend mode. Within the blend mode, you'll start to see different styles of what this looks like, different ways that you can make the actual image stand out, whether it be lighter or darker. It's really up to you to kind of try a couple of different looks to see what works best. So play with the blend modes just to see how it works out within the design, just to kind of get that going first and get a feel for it. I think I like multiply the best, but I'm just going to lower the opacity a little bit. So once I have the beginning of my design, I may make any other adjustments that I want to it so it could stand out a little bit more, but we'll just start there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the actual pictures of my characters. So I'm going to bring Harry Potter in here. We're going to make him pretty big so that he commands a lot of space in this design. So it could be something kind of like this. If you like this image, definitely work with something like that. But maybe we want it to be a little bit smaller so that he's coming off like this. And once I have that in there, I could do that same transparency effect if I want to make it a little bit more see-through. But then let's add in some other things. So I'm going to add in this group of people, which is kind of like the cast that's part of Harry Potter. For this group, I'm going to just do a quick AI auto cutout to get them cleaned up a little bit. Let's try that one more time. Whoop, looks like something went wrong. So this may happen sometimes. If this happens to you, then you may have to just make some other adjustments. So I'm just going to change it up and just erase the background. I'm going to make my brush big, soft, and what I want to do is get rid of these hard edges right here. To do that, I'm just going to make this soft. I'm just going to go in and start erasing. So what we're trying to do is get everything to kind of fade into each other right now. And we're just trying all the different techniques that we learned to be able to make that happen. So with this first, we want to get rid of the hard edges and just keep it to a nice soft edge. and we can do that same kind of like see-through effect that we did too. So maybe this group might be lower here. We can lower the opacity of them. Maybe we can try a transparency effect with them. Ooh, we're kind of losing them right there a little bit. So I think we might need to just bring them back a little bit more. All right, so this is kind of coming together, but the actual picture of Harry Potter is not really working. So I'm gonna flip it around and maybe try it a different way. So this is a little bit different, and I like this a little better. And I'm just gonna continue to make my adjustments with this. I'm gonna get my eraser that I had before and start to kind of like fade this in a little bit. Just make sure you're on the right layers when you're actually editing these. So I'm just gonna erase this and just kind of fade it a bit so it feels a little bit more natural. And maybe just bring this down here. I think the head right there is just a little bit better, so I'm just gonna bring this here. All right, so we kind of have the beginnings of this. This is coming together and kind of nice. I think the people here should be like a little bit brighter, not like see-through. And I'm just gonna do none for them and just keep them the way they are. We're gonna make them a little smaller, and notice how I'm just kind of adding in these different elements to get this to kind of come together. And then let's add in the title. So I'm gonna go to image. I'm gonna take the title of Harry Potter. I'm gonna put it into my design. I want this title to kind of stand out a little bit more than everything else. I don't like the way how it's kind of covering his face, so I think I might make it kind of over here. So I kind of got the nice beginnings of this happening. I don't know if I'm quite feeling the house, but this is coming together. So I need to add in the title to this and some more details. So let's start to add in the details. Now, for the text for this, you're going to go to Google Classroom, and when you go onto the front page, you'll see kind of like some filler text for cast and crew. I'm just gonna copy and paste this right here. Also the release date. We're gonna go back to Pixlr, get our text. And then with the text, I'm gonna add it in here. It's gonna be pretty big, so we're going to highlight it. We wanna change it to a color that's a lot more legible. And then we're gonna bring kind of the cast and crew down here. And we can just start to move things around and get the placement correct with this. And that's kind of what we're doing. With the image back here, I feel like I want to move this and adjust this just a little bit more. And maybe this group will move over a little bit over here. I might fade them a little bit too, just so they're not as strong in the design. And then we'll bring the Harry Potter all the way to the top, and we'll raise the opacity for him so he's not as see-through. So this is coming together. We're starting to have some nice things that are happening. And kind of this is the name of the game, where we're just adding details to our design and kind of getting it to really come together. And that's kind of what it is. Hopefully this is helpful. I'm kind of just like adding in more details, but if you're confused, just refer back to the kind of guide that I posted on Google Classroom, and that'll give you a really good just starting point for all of this. Be sure to add lots of colors and details, and I hope that this was helpful. That's it.